So today's the garage sales in our town. The whole town basically has a whole bunch of smaller garage sales. What we're going to do is, I just got plates for this truck yesterday. We're going to drive it around town looking for garage sales and basically use it as a test and tune. Hopefully we won't be needing my CAA card to get us home, but checked all the oils, checked the fluids, put rear diff fluid into it, checked all that. So hopefully we can put a whole bunch of kilometers on this truck today and see how she's going to do. Well, we went for a quick test drive. We were out for maybe 30 minutes and the tires were still rubbing, even with the new springs. So I did some minor tweaking where I took the whole front end back apart and I put in a 3/4 inch spacer, like a sheet of metal, and then just cut it with a torch to fit and kind of ground her up to look pretty and just put her on top of the spring. So I kind of have a spring spacer in there, but I really didn't want to do it, but you know what, realistically I had to do it. You can see how bad this side here was rubbing. So we mostly just did some in-town stuff, like look at that's tire. So these things wouldn't have lasted very long, and if you take a look, it's actually rippling the paint off from the heat that it's making. So now that we did our little boot around in town, we've came home, we've done some tweaking. Now we're going to try to do a little bit of high-speed stuff, try to hit 80, 90, 100 kilometers an hour into town. As of this point right now, I don't know if I have the right gears in the back of this thing. I have 410s. Something tells me I'm going to have to drop it down because it feels very, very torquey. It doesn't feel fast. So maybe I can drop it down to, I don't know, 390s, something like that. I have a set of 390s here, so that will be my first grab that I'm going to grab and throw into there. So this is the reason why I put the Toyota axle in the back of this, because Toyota has such an aftermarket and factory selection of gears. You can go anywhere from 571 thanks to trail gear all the way down to, I think it's 283s and they're 20R dualies. So you can really get a wide assortment of gears for the backs of these. So let's get this thing and take another test drive and see if we can get some high-speed stuff going. Maybe get the app going on our phones to tell us how fast we're going, because the speedo does not work. But let's go. Just a quick fluid check for everything. Clutch, dirty but still good. Brakes, clean but good. Engine oil, diesel but good. As soon as you put engine oil inside of a diesel, it goes instantly black. I'm gonna wait for it to cool down a bit for the rad, but I will check that before I leave. But yeah, I think we're ready for the second test drive, so let's get going. We're doing 80! We're doing 80! It's very loud! Rough road, rough road. So she does the speed limit, boys and girls. The weather looks like she's going to turn fast, but we made it to town. Hit 86 kilometers an hour at one point. No problems. Everything's going good. Just going to go buy a Mother's Day gift for our mothers, and then we're going to head out. Got some flowers. I chose this one for my mother. Cassandra got that one for her mother. Now it's time to go deliver. Hopefully this truck stays running. Everything's going good. Full progress report is the back is making a lot of noise smashing off the frame, but that's just because how low it is. So we might do something with some bump stops to change up the blocks in the back. We just filled it up with diesel as well, so she's full tank of fuel. Front end's going better now that we've lifted up even more. No real issues. We blew a fuse where I lost the gauges. Quickly changed the fuse, not sure why I did that. So that's something that we're going to keep our eyes on, but other than that, everything's going great. Well, we've made it to Lakeshore and Barrie. That's about 45 kilometers from my house. And the truck's made it here no problem. Some problems that we've actually came across, one that's easy to fix, is the back's too low. We're starting to cringe over every crack in the road just because of the amount of banging coming from the back of it. But that will be an easy fix. The next problem that we're having is we're blowing a fuse. So we're losing all of our dash, basically all the gauges on our dash, and we're losing our blinkers. But we still have brake lights, so I'm basically just using the old-fashioned hand signals, which is a big fuck you to everybody. But that's okay. We'll figure that out. Probably just a small electrical issue. But This is the farthest any of my vehicles have ever made it. And this thing here, well, vehicles I've built from scratch basically. And this right here is day number 1 of testing, so I am pretty happy with how this goes. But couldn't have asked for a better day. No rain, not really exactly sunny, but it comes in and out now. But she's here on Lakeshore. We're just gonna go cruise the strip here in Barrie and then drive home, I guess. So far so good. So we just got home. The only real problems, I guess, has been the electrical issues all day. It keeps popping the fuses, so obviously there's a short somewhere, so we're gonna have to go through and find the short and fix it. And obviously raise up the back end a little bit. I like how it looks, but the problem is every bump is... it's just mind-numbing. And the other thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna remove some of the trim from the interior of this car. The trim that goes right along here, because I put the windshield in first and I didn't have the dash in, I couldn't bolt it down, so it vibrates like crazy. So we're gonna take that out as well. But other than that, the first test drive went phenomenal, I'm gonna say. I think we put about 100 kilometers on this thing today. Not bad for driving out of the garage this morning. I want to go through and do a full fluid check in it now, but tomorrow morning I am gonna drive this to work, so the fluid change can wait, or fluid check can wait. Thanks for watching today, and see you guys back here tomorrow.